Why did you have to give it away, though? Why? Why? Why couldn't you have just said meet someone in the crossroads? Why'd you have to say Morgan? I wanted to be surprised. Oh, no. God, I still have that door.
Well met, Rook.
Hey, you.
How did you get here?
I did tell you I had my ways through Illuvians when I introduced you to the Inquisitor, did I not?
You did.
The Illuvians in general, yes, but not the Dreadwolf's crossroads.
I would think you have more pressing questions at the moment. Questions about Solus and Mathal?
Mythal?
The two gods have always been linked, have they not? First, when Mathal bade her companion spirit to abandon the Fade and take on mortal form. Then, when Solus spilled Mathal's mortal blood, that he might absorb her power as his own.
Wait, how do you know exactly what we saw of Solus's past?
Think upon it, Rook. You saw for yourself in the Dreadwolf's memories. When Mathal...
That's why Solus didn't want anybody drinking from the well in DAI. Especially, my guess is a romanced Llewellyn. You'd know the truth of him and of everything. So, is that... So as, like, Flemeth in theory should have known then the whole sordid truth of everything if Morgan, rather, should have known the truth of everything if Morgan had drank from the well. But because you don't know who drank from the well, you can't tie the well and its importance into this, and it feels like such a miss. Like I'm banging my head against the wall here. The well is such an important part of all of this, given what it represents and who it's Mathal's. And like,
Mathal stood against the gods' manipulations of the Blight. She was betrayed and struck down. Yet she survived and returned ages later to aid the Inquisition in its hour of need. How?
Ancient elven magic?
The elven gods had access to magic beyond anything we can imagine.
To be sure, but it matters less what they possessed than what they were. You recall that the first elves were spirits, do you not? Mathal was a spirit.
The DAI music in the background is good, though.
And when her body was struck down, to spirit she returned. Her essence sheltered in a willing mortal vessel. Over the centuries, she journeyed from host to host, slowly amassing her former power anew. Until once again, she was struck down, on this occasion, by Solus. He absorbed her power, but not her memories.
Then where did they... Wait. You?
No.
As you say.
No. Memories from the well. They're from the pond. If you recall, Harding calling the Well of Sorrows a fucking pond. It's from the well. Not... And you're her? Is that it? Are you Mathal now?
So, you're the next host of Mathal?
Believe it or not, as you choose.
You literally fought against it. You legitimately fought against it in DAO and DAI. You told her the only reason she could have your body was to save Kieran, but then Mathal / Flemeth said that Morgan was never in danger because you needed a willing host. What? What?
What? That was like how Elganon and Gillinane can talk in your head, but...
'Twas Mathal you heard, her echoes. Yet I am not the goddess returned.
What are you, then?
I once feared Mathal would consume me were I to carry her, but 'twas not so. I remain free-willed and mortal. What I now possess is but a spark of Mathal, shadowed memories through which to sift for meaning. As to our admixture, I suspect you have questions.
You don't get to pull the Solus line out of your ass from Trespasser. You don't. You don't. No, like that. What the fuck? Sure, tell me how it all happened.
So, There's the soul of an elven god inside you. How does that even happen?
Mathal's last host was my mother, Flemeth.
Oh.
When I learned she intended me to become the next receptacle of an ancient god's soul, I feared naught would be left of my own. It inevitably came to pass on a deep night. I was awakened by the presence of a blaze of magic in the shape of a woman who both was and was not my mother.
I don't think I'd recover from that.
Neither did I, at the start. Mathal's memories were both gift and burden, this blazing woman told me, but I must accept them of my own accord. The decision was paralyzing. What would it mean to become such a host? What would be lost if I refused? In the end, 'twas something in my mother's voice which guided me.
What was that?
Regret. Not the regret of a god, but of a mother who knew she would never see me again. And so, my mind remains my own. What I gained was knowledge, both Mathal's and of those who bore her.
I'm still, like, this is... I guess you could then, make the case that what Flemeth/Mathal sensed through the Alluvian at the end of DAI was this bit of her soul to, like, find Morrigan through, Morrigan's Alluvian. But this, once again, all the knowledge that you would have gained from the well, that Morrigan could have potentially gained from the well, is just poof, and not even talked about.
You would have met Solus in the Inquisition, right?
I did indeed. 'Twas before I possessed Mathal's memories. At the time, I thought Solus a scowling elven apostate whose sole passion was finding arguments.
It was.
He heard me, in all my ignorance, expound on the histories of the elven people, explaining legends he had witnessed himself.
Bet he loved that.
'Tis not a memory that brings me pride.
Do you have information we can use against Gillenane or Elganon? Or Solus?
The last time Mathal faced Elganon and Gillenane, she was struck down by the very dagger you now carry.
What about Solus?
You may recall he murdered Mathal's former host to claim her godly might as his own. I hoard no untapped magical secrets, Rook. What I do possess, I share freely with you and the Veil Jumpers.
All right.
Who is this Morrigan? 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 Are you in there? Blink twice.
You didn't come out here just to tell me you're Mathal.
I am not Mathal in her entirety, but yes. The Dreadwolf has occasion to visit you in dreams, where he portions out advice. And now, after finding his memories, you have peered into his deepest sorrows. Tell me then, what do you make of Solus?
Yeah, what do you think, Morrigan?
I should ask you. Mathal knew Solus better than anyone.
I would influence your answer. Or do you mean to discover if I would stand directly against the Dread Wolf, were there a need?
Would you?
I shall aid you in any way but that, even had I the power. What has passed between Solus and Mathal, I beg you, do not ask this of me again.
I didn't ask it of you in the beginning. I just asked what your opinion was. He's torn but doesn't know it.
Solus talks a lot about what has to be done, being forced to make hard choices. But it's like he's trying to talk himself into it. I think, deep down, he doesn't entirely believe what he's saying.
'Tis exactly like the old wolf to tie himself into the most intricate knots. 'Tis not malice which made Solus your opponent, but conviction, a belief that only he may halt what he set in motion. Yet Solus was once beloved of Mythal. 'Tis his very loyalty and love for his people that led to the tragedy we now face. You may be in a position to determine how it ends, more so than either of you might realize.
Right, not alarming at all.
Well, that's not terrifying at all.
You have been thrust into the lives of gods. Fate will have its way, whether or without our permission.
Even more comforting, Morrigan.
If you would shape the outcome of your battle, I've one last secret to share. When Mythal was struck down by the other gods, it was with her own lyrium dagger, the dagger you now carry. Solus recovered it from Elganon, and from it extracted a fragment of Mythal that had lain hidden within its depths. This fragment, a younger sister to the one I carry, if you will, resides here, in the crossroads. I can open the way for you. Find her, survive the encounter, and the essence you obtain will aid you in times to come.
There, that's how I open it. Okay. Survive the encounter. Wait. Are there two?
Another fragment of Mythal? In addition to the one inside you?
You are aware of what the word fragment means, are you not? One small piece of many.
Thank God.
Formed when something...
Thank God. There she is. There's Morrigan. There's my know-it-all sassy ass Morrigan. I thought Mythal had really and truly done scrubbed you from the face of the earth. There you are. Thank God at least some part of Morrigan still exists.
Greater is broken. The first elves were spirits, as you well know, and when a spirit is broken, it may shatter into pieces, each holding part of the original. Among the ancient elves who became known as gods, Dirthaman and his brother, Falondine, are but one example.
All of that sounded great until survived the encounter.
You know Solus, and have seen Elganon, and memories of Mythal. They are creatures of emotion, as all spirits are. The fragment of Mythal that resides in me lived among mortals for thousands of years. She has grown wiser and more patient. This younger sister has not. She is the essence of Mythal as a god. She is unlikely to listen to polite requests, and though she is but a fragment of the goddess, the battle will test you sorely.
If she's just going to attack us, why tell us about her at all? We have enough enemies already.
A fragment of a god's essence is a powerful thing. It may give you options against Elganon and Gellanane, or against the Dread Wolf himself, should he prove as cunning and treacherous as ever.
As ever. All right. Wait. Yeah, any suggestions?
If I were to try to talk with her, do you have any suggestions?
She will demand respect, but detest flattery. She appreciates righteous anger, but will not tolerate pity. She is, for want of better phrasing, prickly. But if you are determined to try, then I wish you luck.
Thanks. I'll see what I can do.
Thank you for the information, Morrigan.
There is one more thing, if I may. Something whispered not by myself, but Mythal. The elves have learned many of the glories and horrors of ancient Elvenon. Yet your people live in this world now as the old elves never could. Know it as they could not. There is your strength. 'Tis why you shall surpass what came before one day.
Did Mythal see this? Is it a prediction?
A hope from a mother to her distant children, no less beloved than any before them.
All right. Well, I guess it is time to go talk to Mythal. Again. Again-ish. Depending on what game you played, this is either a first time or it's an again. I'm sure this, oh God, will be lovely. I'm sure nothing will go wrong. I'm sure it'll be perfectly normal. Great time. The fragment, okay, yeah. So let's see if the caretaker can take us there. Any loot? No, no loot here. No loot here. Oh! Hi! Thank you, thank you.
A god's fragment, sharper than the whole. Prevail, or be sundered completely.
Can I be sundered? Can I, like, what is this?
Getting close to where Morrigan said that other fragment of Mythal was.
Okay. Mythal! Girl, where are you at? Let's talk. Is that you? Mythal? I just want to talk. Trader's last words. A stone nearby bears the gouges of titanic claws. A message has been carved shakily into the ground with a broken tooth. They accused me of treachery against Fen Harel and cast me down from the heights. I protested my innocence then. I protest it now, crawling with my limbs shattered, but there is no one to hear. So I offer myself up for the execution that once most pleased the gods. May the name of Nunal be... Nunal be cleansed with flame. Is that a titan? Or not? Titanic claws. Huh. Also, I have heard this conversation can go one of two ways. I'm going for a very specific outcome because I made coffee and I did a little research because your
That has
girl's
to be
not
her.
here to
Will
play.
this be a conversation with words or knives?
Both?
Guess we'll find out.
So we're gonna do this. Save. We saved. So then that way, if anything goes wrong, we just real quick undo.
You are Rook.
I am.
I have seen you and your companions. I never again expected to see my children in the Dreadwolf's crossroads. And you know who I am.
Mythal.
The part of me that survived betrayal by the rest of the Evanuris, if this can be called surviving. Solas. He drew me from the dagger that struck me down, but what is left of me can only survive here. I cannot return to the world, and even the true Fade is denied me. All I can do is watch. Have you come to seek the blessing of your god? Or did you come to ask your god to sacrifice herself to help you defeat the monsters Elganan and Gillenane have become?
I want your help.
I came here to ask for your help. The gods have endangered the world, and...
You dare explain to me what they are doing? You are 1,000 years from knowing the proper words.
We saw Solas's memories, his regrets.
You saw the recollection he cultivated like a tree, twisting to catch the sun. You wish for my help? Convince me.
I like this
Make your
Mythal.
case, and I will yield my essence willingly to help you against Elganan and Gillenane. Fail, and I shall kill you for wasting my time, or you will kill me and obtain my essence in doing so. A harder-edged, simpler version. It has been centuries since a petitioner stood before me, so why should I help you?
Honestly? Oh, I like her. No, finally a character with some blight. I was reading like the options. Finally a character with some bite. Finally somebody who isn't nice. My god, thank goodness. Mythal. Oh my god, we're like gonna be best friends forever. That's so refreshing. I can't even lie to you. Somebody that isn't like overly nice or anything like that, or like trying to make excuses. Somebody who's just like a little angsty. Whew. We gotta stop the blight.
If I don't stop the gods, the whole world will be corrupted by the blight.
That is why you must succeed, so tell me why I must help you.
We know the truth about the blight. We know it came from the imprisoned dreams of the Titans after you and Solas defeated them.
And?
You stood against it.
Stopping the blight mattered enough for you to talk with Solas, even after he rebelled against you. It mattered enough for you to stand against the other gods.
And I was struck down for doing so, betrayed by those I had ruled beside for centuries.
You made the difficult choice to protect your home, because it was the right thing to do. Help me do the same.
Not bad, but not enough. Let us speak of something else.
We must stop the gods.
You can't want Elganon and Gillenane to rule the world. Not after what they did to you.
I ruled alongside them for centuries. I bear them no love now, and they were ever flawed, as all rulers are. Yet they were better than the others who threatened your ancestors. Monsters like the Titans, or selfish fools like Anaris. Set the Blight aside, and tell me why I should help you topple your own gods.
Okay, I'm going with the second option of they wronged you, and here's why. In DAO, when you learn from Morrigan, as I mentioned earlier, the story of Conabar and stuff like that, Flemeth, OG Flemeth, was wronged. And Mythal kind of felt through that the revenge. So it was in the need for revenge. It was having been wronged and the need to fix that. That basically attracted the shard of, or that piece of Mythal to Flemeth. So you can, from this, if you like, you kind of knew ahead of time, you can deduce the fact that any version of Mythal, regardless of when she's from, is going to want revenge. Is going to want this wrong righted. They killed her. You can't put that. I'm sorry. No, there's no way you put that aside. Girl wants revenge. I want revenge for her.
What they did to you was wrong.
And you care so deeply for the injustice done to me thousands of years ago.
Yes, I do.
You deserve justice. And they deserve to be punished for misusing their power and killing you when you tried to check them.
If you wish to prove your...
Check them? Rook, sweetie, you were on a roll. Check them is such a, like, modern vernacular. Like, I think that's one of the things that keeps pulling me out in part of the writing in this game, is that we keep getting fantasy-esque stuff, and then all of a sudden I get phrases like, check them. And, like, that's so, like, modern day. And I'm just like, there had to have been a better, you know, when you decided to, I don't know, like, I can't think of it off the top of my head right now, but there's, like, probably a million other ways you could have said that. Oh, let me think. Check the, instead of, like, check them, like, and it's not even, like, a checkmate. It's, like, and now I'm thinking of, like, hockey, and I don't know why, like, you literally, like, checked them. When you put them in their place, when you decided to stand up against them, anything like that. Like, there had to have been a much more eloquent fantasy-esque way instead of the modern check them.
Your worth, you must do better than that.
We're worthy.
I am worthy of your help.
That is for me to judge.
It is, that's true.
I am fighting to protect this world.
Any petty tyrant can fight those who come to their land and claim to be protecting their people.
That's actually a heckin' good line. That's actually an incredible line because it's so true.
What is a protector to you?
I'm trying to be like you. She hates when people suck up to her. As Morgan had mentioned, building a safe place.
It's making a place that's safe for everyone. That means defending against danger, but it also means building a strong community that works together for the common good.
And what have you built?
Look at my team. We're not just hired blades. We started as strangers and grew together into a family.
We're a what now? We're a who?
Your arguments are compelling. I find you worthy, Rook.
Yes.
I have spent thousands of years watching. I shall miss that. But if what I am can protect the innocent and smite the guilty, this is what remains of me. I give it to you freely. Use it to protect this world with kindness when possible and cunning when necessary.
Yeah. I like the cunning part. Let's do it.
Thank you.
We did it. We did it. We did it. We did it.
The essence of the protector.
Lady's favor.
Like a piece of the sun. I've never felt something so alive.
A great prize.
But how do we use it?
I have no idea.
God knows her moment. At least her essence does. When the time comes, we'll be ready.
Okay. And what did I get? It does 0 damage. But it does... I'm good, thank you, though. Okay.
We did it. We got Mithal's essence.
She was willing to talk after all.
Not sure what we do with it just yet, but if Morrigan's telling the truth, it'll come in handy at some point.
Okay. So that is done. So I'm missing like literally not much, which is fine with me. I'm guessing if I looked on the map, like that's an empty alluvion, like I'm guessing it's something over there. Y'all, GG's. I think for myself personally, like for me, I am considering it good. I don't necessarily need too much more from the crossroads. If we don't get the last like little bit of treasure, stuff like that, I'm fine with that. Like I'm not gonna be upset. Now, question: how we doing here? That grew. So Grey Warden's not bad at all. I have stuff to sell. I bet I could get them a little bit higher. And Morn, it's so weird that I'm not higher in Morn Watch given that I'm from there. But apparently the Antivan Crows really freaking like me. Okay, so we have, who do we have to talk to? I wanted this. Okay, those, that, and then this. Okay, so they're like right outside here, I think. So we'll go talk to Tosh, we'll talk to Harding and stuff like that. But look at, I guess the lighthouse is like 100% completed, huh?